Okay. Just gonna give this stream a second to start up here. The way they change it, it's hard to tell what's actually going on. I like the idea behind it, but it does make the starts of streams a little bit different, where you have to press go live twice in two different places. But hello there, everyone, and welcome to Corey Loses for some supporter games. So this is essentially like the community matches that we do, but this is specifically for people who are patrons, Twitch subs, or channel members, and also if anyone super chats during the stream, then they'd be able to get in. But just a way to make sure that those people get a chance to actually play in some of the games. We will have a regular set of community matches later, not later today, but later in the week, hopefully, where it'll be open to anyone. But if you are or would like to be a Twitch sub, including someone who uses the Amazon Prime free sub, a YouTube channel member, or a patron, then the password for the games will be in the Discord channel. But I'm going to try to get through as many people as possible. I'm going to go for at least an hour and a half. So it'll be basically everyone gets at least one game, ideally. When someone's been in one game, then I'm going to ask them to sit out until everyone has gotten covered that wants to get covered. And then when that's all done, people can come in for second games. And if we get through it especially fast, then I might open it up to everyone, like a normal community match. So again, if you are not a patron, sub, or channel member, there will be more games coming up soon for anyone to join. But again, just want to make sure the people who directly support the channel like that do get a chance to play. We might be able to actually do a 3-player free-for-all first. Yeah, you know what? Let's try that. Just while the stream gets started. Oh, trying to get in. All right, if you want to try to rejoin there, then we'll do me and Awesome Creation against Revenant and Wookie Cookie. I need to check what my delay is manually set to as well for the next stream. Because I think I had it longer for some stuff that was less interactive. Just to make sure the connection would be better. Yeah, I have it set to normal latency. Oh well. Alright, so we're doing Greater Maldrude versus New Republic on Frozen Wastes. And hopefully the game will cooperate today. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Uh-huh. There's the sometimes it doesn't. So let's try that again. Do 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 do. Oh my god. I always click single player. Every single time. Alright, let's try this one more time. And... let's go for Dak. Really, it should work on either of these. So, like, Ek and Charlie and I just played on Frozen Waste last time. Take two, interactive. After this stream, I get to go work more on the last bits for Fall of the Republic. Oh, is it working?
Course set. Interceptor squad.
Yay!
Constructing unit.
Order, sir. Ready for command, sir.
Station ready.
Unit
It's
in
working!
production.
It's working! Do you prefer Clone Wars or Rebels? For the shows, I think I prefer Rebels. I haven't seen the last season of Rebels, and I haven't seen a few seasons of the Clone Wars. Like, I stopped watching the Clone Wars fairly soon into when it started, and just decided like it wasn't for me.
Squadron standing by.
But I started rewatching it, or I restarted watching it rather, from the place where I'd stopped in the last little while, and I've been enjoying it a lot more.
Reporting. What are your orders?
Closing on
Carrick
target.
en route.
Are they building a mine?
Forces.
Come
No.
out.
Intercepting. Target locked. He won't be around much longer.
Beginning construction.
Excellent shot.
At your command.
Yeah, Strix. Thanks for coming out. Hello, TSF.
Construction complete.
Engaging the enemy. I have one. I'm on this one.
Escort carrier standing
Carrick
by.
commander here.
Under control.
Wow, they're cheating.
Charge laser cannons.
Target
Attacking.
critical. I've got them in my sights.
Alright, if this is how they want to play.
Bomber standing by.
Coming back around for another run.
Bomber
Watch it.
squadron
He's coming
reporting.
Reporting.
Returning to your position. He's about to be destroyed.
Construction complete.
Receiving
Alright,
message.
I guess I'll just get another one of those.
Engines
And I need to
activated.
actually capture that mine.
Upgrade in
Like that.
Space station damaged.
What are your orders?
This is just BMing right
Ready
now.
for orders. Bombers at the ready.
Understood.
Alright, turbo lasers, because the shield's are already down on this one.
Carrick
That's all I'm really worried about.
moving to sector.
Go for that.
Reporting.
Go.
I've got him.
Carrick en route.
Alright, can you get out of there? No, you're just gonna die.
Beginning
What are
construction.
your orders?
That's unfortunate.
Attacking.
I'll take care of this. Go after them. Getting a lock. Regroup. I'm hit.
I'm not gonna sink to that level. I'm not gonna do it.
Charge laser cannons.
He's headed your direction.
I'm gonna play with honor, with dignity.
Position.
Decoding transmission.
Constructing unit.
Fully clothed.
Reporting.
Upgrade complete.
Targeted.
Attacking.
Construction
Come out.
complete.
Charge laser cannons. What are your orders?
Attack formation.
Understood.
Losing control. Eliminating
Alright, and Awesome Creation, if you are listening, try not to build the Crimson Command,
Interaction.
I can't switch position.
Construction complete.
because that does have a tendency to crash.
Constructing unit.
Carrick commander here.
Pursuing enemy forces.
Reporting. Attacking. Moving to sector.
Watch your back.
Requesting assistance.
Waiting orders. Location plotted.
Get our boy Bobby Fett.
My scopes are jammed.
What are your orders?
Cruiser reporting.
Come about.
Unable to shake them. Where are the others?
Navigating to coordinates.
Alright, this should also get us some more fighters. That's that.
Charge laser cannon.
Make sure we kill the stuff as it's available.
Station ready.
And strike cruisers.
Gunship reporting.
TIE squadron here. Course set.
Okay.
I'm on.
Boba, go on down there.
Holding fire for maximum effect. The engines are our primary target.
They're coming in quick.
Moving out.
TIEs reporting in.
Yes. Moving to position.
Alright, now we just gotta control the last mines on the map.
Direct fire at their laser cannon.
And our domination shall be complete.
Standing by.
Increase the flank. Ahead full.
Order intercepting.
Zero target.
Taking them out.
And yeah, if you are watching and you want to leave a like, that makes YouTube like me more,
Right away. On the way.
which is nice.
I'll be right there.
Because I need YouTube's approval.
Copy.
It's basically what I base my whole self-worth on.
I copy.
Over.
One like equals one prayer. I don't know.
Ready. Yes, sir. Navigating to coordinates.
Do the Hutts have their own faction for Thrawn Revenge for the Republic? Technically they are coded as their own faction in both. They're just not present on the map yet. They will be, soonish. The faction we're working on most right now is the Hapens. That's the next, like, full faction. See, I don't even need to spend money.
Vehicle in production.
But yeah, so the faction we're working on to be released next as a playable faction is the Hapens.
I'm on it.
Targeting at maximum fire.
And Hutts will get some units added as a non-playable faction first,
Primary engine.
and then slowly be expanded to the point that they too will be a playable faction in probably both mods. But that is not anywhere in the immediate future.
Excellent shot.
Cruiser reporting. Coming about. Flight speed.
I got him.
Commander.
Beginning
Yes, sir.
construction.
Engaging the enemy.
This morning there was like a
Be destroyed.
notification, like a push notification that they can do just for emergencies. And it was saying that there was a nuclear malfunction, like Pickering or something. It was very scary. But then it was like, oh, no, that was our bad. That was a mistake. Big sorry. Didn't actually happen. So that was a fun thing to wake up to. Luckily, Ontario is still here.
Unit in
So
Lost
production.
our turbo lasers.
I got one.
Construction complete.
Ready for duty. Destination confirmed. Decoding transmission.
Upgrade in progress.
Cruiser reporting. We're on our way.
do you have engines? You don't have engines, so this is going to be kind of slow. I should probably just tell everything else to go
Going there now.
on its own.
Reporting. Carrack en route.
Coming about. Destination confirmed. Ready for action.
What do we want after that? You know what?
Constructing unit.
Let's not mess with the winning formula here.
Station ready.
Constructing unit.
Form up. Launching attack.
Ready to go, sir.
Hypervelocity gun available.
Awaiting orders.
I'm here.
Alright, let's focus down the one that's going to be coming out of Power to Shields in a second.
Copy. Holding fire for maximum effect. I copy.
And get on up here.
Reporting.
What is the strongest faction in Thrawn's Revenge? Yeah, it's very context dependent. We try to balance within the battles to be equally strong. In skirmish, it's really just whoever has the best like small frigates, though. So the ones with like the Architens tend to be the strongest for that. So Greater Maldrude, Pentastar alignment are basically top tier for that. But in Galactic Conquest, it really depends on the map, because that is a lot more starting position dependent.
The ion cannons are inoperable.
Hypervelocity gun available. Hypervelocity cannon firing.
Command available.
And
Constructing
get some
unit
VSDs
formation.
as well.
Upgrade in progress.
I'm getting impatient.
Our launch bay has been destroyed. Cruiser reporting.
Get primary position.
Ready to go, sir. On standby. Starting our
The New Republic is basically the weakest in skirmish, just because the Nebulon B is so much weaker,
Full speed ahead.
which will probably change. Like the way we organize skirmish is changing a little bit. So
Batteries online.
both for balance and just the way that cash goes around, because
We're on our
the way skirmish works, it ends up being so based around your early mine rushes, and therefore the early frigates. So it's kind of like factions that go from like early mine control into 5 VSDs. That tends to be the pretty much guaranteed build order for winning.
weapons ready. We'll be there shortly. The missile launchers are the primary target.
It used to be that the New Republic was like the strongest by far, and then the changes to the Quasar changed that. Corey, if you don't lose, what's the point of your channeling? It's entirely clickbait, Marmar.
Cruiser ready. Ahead full.
I do need to upload the video that my name came from, because I've been talking about doing that for like 2 years.
We'll be there shortly.
ready to go, sir.
What's the music playlist? So this is the Old Republic soundtrack, the MMO. I usually play that during streams and videos, or the Knights of the Old Republic music, because it doesn't get auto-claimed.
Keep wasting time.
Thank you, Rampaging Rin. Corey, you got enough Providences? Probably. I mostly just want the VSDs now.
At your command.
Constructing unit.
Uh-oh. We need to make sure this Crimson Command doesn't die, because otherwise the game will likely desync. For some reason.
Reporting.
I'm not sure. So you see the clones in CIS versus the Empire at the top of those. Yeah, so something that's going to be happening on the
Right away.
channel soon is I'm going to be doing another installation of our community challenge type series,
Reporting in.
where it's basically single planet start an Empire at War, but where I can only use the patron units or named units from viewers and the patrons. It'll be like the naming is open to everyone to a certain extent. I'm probably gonna have to put some limits on it this time, because we've never run out of units before, and there's like twice as many subs as the last time I did it, so it'll be kind of difficult to organize. But
Cruiser reporting.
essentially the way it's going to work is I'll probably limit it to 100 choices, or 100 community entries the first 100, plus however many patron, sub, and member units, and then if we see if we can win the game just using those units. So if they die, they're gone. I can't build the regular units at all. So the patrons are currently voting on a theme for that. The winning themes right now are going to be either I use CIS and Republic units. Those are the choices people can pull from against Imperial Civil War factions. And the second choice, the choice in second place, is I use a mix of minor faction units, so like CSA, Mandalorians, Empire of the Hand, against Imperial New Republic, that kind of stuff. Here you go.
Cruiser reporting.
I'm not bad. How are you?
Roger that.
Watch him. He's coming around.
All right, I think we got this one.
Missile launchers.
So thank you for playing. Awesome Creation, Revenant, and Wookie Cookie. Thanks for joining, and thanks for your support.
Heading out.
If
Intercept.
again, this is for supporter matches, so anyone who wants to join who is a Twitch member, or Twitch subscriber, channel member on YouTube, or patron, the password is in the patron lounge on Discord, and there will be open games hopefully later this week for anyone who is not one of those as well, but just want to make sure that those who do directly support the channel in that way get a chance to play.
Yes,
I
Commander.
copy. Direct fire.
We'll try to get through as many as possible.
I'll take care of this.
Cruiser reporting.
Getting a lock.
We are victorious.
We are, in fact, victorious. Can you do it so viewers only get a fighter squadron to go over units? Fighter squadrons would end up being a lot harder to code, especially. So it's one of the problems with ground units as well in the patron unit in the patron listing thingies. So I just gotta set up the game and then I'll explain that. So I like this map, but it has the viewfinders. So let's do a Travis, and I'm gonna play Empire of the Hand. Or I'll let my teammate pick, but yeah. So the reason that patron units, some of the playthroughs have had the ground units not as an option, is because the way units like that work in Empire at War. So in space, it's just regular ships are like just one entry. And for ground, it's like there's the ground unit, then there's the company. And it gets a lot more difficult, especially working with build limits, because it puts the build limit on the unit and not the company generally. So it's kind of fucked up and very difficult to make things stick properly. And the same would be true of squadrons. Do you like to play CS or Republic for single player and skirmish? CIS is my favorite faction of the Clone Wars for unit designs and stuff. So I'll probably play a lot of CIS when the community matches for Fall of the Republic start. Will you ever add the Impeller class fleet carrier? No, that's basic. That's a Fanon design. So if the only Fanon stuff we use is stuff we make ourselves to fill specific roles, if there's roles that need to be filled. So like if a cannon unit doesn't have a design, or if a faction like the Empire of the Hand hasn't been fleshed out, for stuff like Imperial stuff, there are enough background images we can use, there's enough undesigned classes, there's enough obscure stuff that we don't really run out of it. Corey, are you a furry? No, I am not. Alright, so we'll give this another 30 seconds. And then I'll open it back up to Awesome Creation, Revenant, and Wookie Cookie. Then after that, if no other patrons, subs, or members want to play. Also, for Rampaging Rin, if you would like to join as a super chatter, you are welcome to. If you have Discord, I can message you the password as well if you send me a DM from the server. Then after this game, if all the patrons have been serviced, we can we'll just open it up and have regular community matches. All right, so if Wookie Cookie, Revenant, or Awesome Creation want to rejoin, you guys are welcome to. Okay, so we got Revenant back. Revenant, which faction do you want to play? Well, I'll just go on whichever team is left on. Okay, so Revenant's joining me with Empire of the Hand. And Awesome Creation's back. And it'll... So Awesome Creation, if you want to join CSA, thank you. execute viewer 66. Alright. Yeah, Charlie started spamming gladiators. So I'm going to see if I can figure out how to get around that. Do you have a favorite ship? Yeah, Rakusin is definitely my favorite ship. I used to be unsure, but Rakusin. Oh, if you developers are still allowed to play. I think Mr. Porto has joined in
Receiving message.
some of the patron matches already,
Vehicle in production.
and some of the
Decoding
testers.
transmission.
Vehicle in production.
Copy. Engines activated. Ready for action.
Uh-oh. Oh, we're good.
I copy. The nebula is blocking station ready. Scanners.
Ormos class carrier here, Admiral.
Good night, Dino Lad.
Unit in production.
Alright, to beat gladiators.
Orbital command available.
Choose your reinforcements.
Reporting. The nebula is blocking our scanners.
Ormos class carrier here, Admiral.
I think we'll need at least one mine first. But I think to be safe,
Moving to that
I'm gonna help over
destination.
here.
Right away, sir.
Middle mine is definitely the most valuable
Receiving message.
in this map because it is
Yes, Commander.
Yes, Commander. Awaiting orders.
you get better access to either side from that,
Yes,
especially with the way the map is bisected with the nebula.
Moving to those coordinates, Commander.
Any points shy of a perfect score, Corey. You like a C, 66%. That's a C, right?
Ormos class
I think a
carrier here,
66% is a D in
The nebula
most
clouds are
schools.
affecting our sensors. Yes, Commander. Awaiting
Ready.
orders.
TIE squadron here.
Right, we got to get Marmar's computer chance to reconnect here. I don't know if she crashed or what. Gotta update that potato firmware. Okay, yeah, the top one is most important if you want to go for battle dragons, Val, but that's for cheaters right now. Alright, we might not be able to play this match. It looks like we're having a bit of trouble with the connection. You crashed? Alright. So I'll have to rehost. And we seem to have covered the ones that are here. So I'll just open this up as a regular community match now. That'd do it. Alright. Game's open. So now we're going to leave it open for everyone. So if you are watching and you want to play, just launch up the Steam Workshop copy of the mod, hop into the Corey Loses community match. And, yeah. Why are Battle Dragons cheating? Because they are incredibly OP right now, especially for their price. And for the fact that they don't require Tech 2. So you can get them as a very good combat frigate for a very cheap price from the get-go. Once you get to attack level 2 or 3, they're not cheating anymore because you have access to similar or better stuff within your own faction, but alright, let's give this another shot. I'm trying to keep track of who's played on my phone, but my phone is like absolute garbage now. It's the battery life has like slowly degraded,
Ties
or
reporting.
very quickly degraded over the last several months. When I was doing my Star Wars book hunting across Ottawa, it'd like
Ready for
just
command.
die after I'd been out for 2 hours, stranded in the middle of Barhaven. So I had no idea where the buses were going.
Decoding transmission.
Vehicle in production.
TIE squadron standing by. Ready for action. Ready for battle. Roger that. Ion engines primed.
So I've ordered a new phone, but it involves speaking to people on the phone, which is just the worst thing in the world. I don't like talking to people.
Blocking our
I'm a very introverted person for someone whose job is to
Nebula is blocking our scanners.
do this.
The nebula is blocking our scanners.
Choose your
Deploying
reinforcements.
squadron. Right away. Moving out.
Alright.
Ormos class carrier here, Admiral. Moving to those coordinates, Admiral.
Draw their fire.
Corey, and Fall of the Republic, will there be a mission that allows you to gain access to HUD hyperlanes? No, you can't lock and unlock
Station ready.
travel routes in Empire at War, so we can't really simulate that in any meaningful way.
Unit in production.
Awaiting orders. Copy.
Unit cancelled.
Constructing.
Orbital command available.
Australian class frigate here.
Why is the station so blurry? There's a lot of bloom on the map. Are you going to start playing Tor anytime, please? I've actually done some Tor streams on the channel before. It's not a game that I like actively play though.
Building under construction.
Maybe it's something I'll be able to get into again eventually, but I don't currently have any plans to re-enter that MMO world.
Reinforcements cancelled.
Moving to those coordinates.
It's something that I played a bit with Gull and Bane.
At your command.
Construction complete.
But most of the stream should be there. The final one isn't.
Construction complete.
Because that stream is the one that ended with
I copy.
my mom's appointment ending. So I got to take the call in the middle of the stream. That
Ormos class carrier here, Admiral. Awaiting your
was
orders.
fun.
Reporting.
ATO? Okay, AOTR? Yeah, I'm going to play AOTR at some point. Throughout 2019, I didn't really play any other mods on the channel. I want to get Phoenix Rising, Awakening of the Rebellion, and Stargate
Yes, Commander.
on the channel
Australian class frigate here, Commander.
at some point this year. Thanks, Pershing. For current canon, I'd like to see a First Order expeditionary fleet just to let us poke around the unexplored region. Thinking it'd be a good premise for a game? Yeah, I think... I don't know if First Order would get it. Like, I don't think they'd do a game with that as, like, as the main characters, but definitely a game with more unknown regions exploration would be cool. Just some version of it. And I think with what we've seen in Rise of Skywalker, where there's all that other like Sith element of just shit that's gone on in the unknown regions, I think that could definitely get covered by something.
Constructing unit.
Unfortunately, thank you, but unfortunately my mom died last, 2018. Uh-oh. Not uh-oh, Facebook message. I do need to turn that notification sound off. What super weapons will be in Imperial Civil War? Well... Marmar, it'll always say that it's someone else. That I think for the three of us it shows up as you, so I think it is your connection right now.
Yes, Commander, reporting in. Focus fire on those turbo laser batteries.
It might be tried on this game, but he was fine in the first game. So I'm not sure. But yeah, what super weapons? So we generally avoided super weapons because they're kind of impossible to balance in Empire at War. You just like rampage around the galaxy killing a bunch of planets, and it's just an easy insta-win button. But the introduction of planet influence is something that may make that possible to do, some sort of super weapon presence. I use Facebook Messenger. Don't really use it for anything else.
Constructing unit.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders.
Go after the stragglers.
Engaging enemy. Focusing fire on their weapon banks. All batteries. Fire.
Targeting at maximum firepower.
Targeting.
Aren't you afraid of Zuckerberg stealing your data? I mean, he has it anyways. I don't really put anything on Facebook, so
Focusing fire on
Google has the rest.
awaiting your orders. Ormos class carrier here at
I mostly exist as an entity on the internet, and because my career is YouTube, Google has all my information.
focusing fire on their weapon banks. Targeting the turbo laser battery. Journey class frigate here.
I've got them in my sights.
Fire at will. Yes, Commander. Awaiting orders. Heavy cruiser on standby. Proceeding there now.
Station ready.
Yes, Commander. Reporting in. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Focusing fire on heavy cruiser.
Looks like Revenant's having some trouble in the north.
Moving to attack. Focus fire on the heavy gun. Side frigate here. Targeting the Ormos class
Dual turbo lasers. You hit those dual turbo lasers. Just destroy all the dual turbo lasers.
Orbital command available.
Unit in production.
Yes, Commander. Awaiting orders. Standing by. Focusing fire on their weapon banks. Heavy cruiser on standby. Focus fire on the heavy guns.
See the unconfirmed leaks regarding a potential Star Wars Rebel sequel? Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
Awaiting orders. Targeting the turbo laser batteries. Heavy cruiser.
I'm just not sure if it'd be called Rebels. Just something dealing with what happens with Ezra and maybe Thrawn.
Awaiting your order.
I'd hope that Thrawn would be handled by Timothy Zahn. Is there a way to play Empire at War on platforms other than Windows with mods? Unfortunately not. I think like base Empire at War was released for Mac, but I don't think it was supported in anything else.
Closing in on the target.
Reinforcements
Can we use
cancelled.
Battle Dragon? I mean, you can cheat if you want,
Heavy cruiser moving on.
but
At your command.
Vehicle in production.
Locking on.
Heavy cruiser. Yes, sir. Awaiting orders. Awaiting your orders.
Holding fire for maximum effect.
Getting a lock.
Destroy their main platform. Frigate here. Focusing fire on their
Enemies in range.
Heavy cruiser on standby.
Star Cruiser here. Moving out.
Target locked.
Heavy cruiser is standing by. Foremost class carrier here, Admiral.
so I've seen some rumors that the next Star Wars film will be set in the High Republic. How would you tackle it? I mean, I think it'd be fun. I don't know how I'd tackle it though.
Receiving message.
I don't have any specific desires for what to see in any given movie. I just, as far as like era or overall plot, I do want to see more ships and battles and stuff than we got.
Yes, sir. Awaiting orders.
What's your opinion on using other media aside from movies to fill in the gaps in the plot? I mean, I think that's what we mostly expect. Like, a lot of people who are engaging with Star Wars in the way that I do are doing regardless. Like, the movies cover their main plots, and any other additional information is like that's what it's always been.
Heavy cruiser. Yes, Commander. Awaiting.
Like, a lot of information that we kind of take for granted now was stuff that was introduced in other media as early as toys or the novelizations. Like, there are certain things that are even, like, not even just among Star Wars fans, but are, like, universally known almost within pop culture, that are things that aren't actually mentioned if you watch the original trilogy. And
Constructing
like,
unit.
it only became known because of those additional things. Like, Star Wars has been a transmedia project forever. Yeah, I mean, the movies exist to sell toys, which is one thing, but
Ready for action.
you don't need like 17 extra hours of movie footage
Asteroids ahead. Evasive.
giving you every bit of backstory, every character name, every whatever. What's the point of the detector? It's got a lot of firepower. It obviously doesn't take the same pop cap because it's not using fighters. Like, per unit damage. But so it's more of a direct ship-to-ship unit rather than the all-purpose situation that
We're in
ISDs
attack
are.
position. Station ready.
This is very painful.
Orbital command available.
Constructing unit.
Reinforcements en route.
Target sighted.
Awaiting your orders.
TIE squadron standing by.
Our space station is under attack.
Right. Derillian needs to die. So yeah, Derillian dies
Ready for battle.
to you. Is this even? No, this isn't even mine. What am I doing?
Attack.
Why did I think I was blue? Must be the Empire of the Hand playthrough.
Arm up. The nebula is blocking our scanners.
Heavy
Reinforcements
cruiser
en
on
route.
standby.
Receiving message. Primary
Heavy
target
cruiser
acquired.
on standby.
Decoding transmission.
The Empire of the Hand base is one of the better ones at fighting off these assaults, so I'm not that worried.
Fire.
Will the Fantail class be added? Probably at some point. It's a difficult design to make not look terrible.
Open fire.
Heavy cruiser. Cruiser firing.
Ready for action.
This may not be a game that gets through to completion.
Awaiting your orders.
Draw their fire.
Focus fire on the heavy guns.
He's already doing an Estoni, so I need to...
Attack formation.
I guess I'll get another Neurona.
Heavy cruiser on standby.
Go after the stragglers. I'm on them. I'm losing. Stay in formation. Get behind them. Regroup for another attack.
Attack that target.
I have them now.
Heavy cruiser. Destroy their main batteries.
Right. We might not be finishing this.
Click. More enemy craft. Eliminating target. I got it.
We get intertwined content. Can they get the basics right though? One movie say one thing, cartoon say another, but try to explain it. That's gonna be the case in any series with any kind of different material coming out from different people. It was the case in Legends. It's the case in every other universe. If you're engaging with it, you kind of just have to understand that there will be stuff that contradicts each other. Eventually, there will be something put out that deals with it, or usually there's something put out that deals with it. Like early on, a lot of the media wasn't intended to work together to any significant extent, so there was a lot more of that. It's really just hope for the best, expect that it's going to have some contradictory stuff, and keep in mind that it's all for fucking fun. So if it's something where you're going to get annoyed or upset that it's contradictory instead of just understanding that that's going to happen, then you're probably going to be happier not dealing with it at all. It's probably not going to end up being for you. Like, we can have even history about the 20th century, like stuff that objectively did happen, and there is an objective thing to say that happened, but people, like historians, will disagree on how to present it. So it's basically just a fact of life dealing with any sort of media that's going to be the case as well. Especially when you're dealing with stuff that may or not be coming out of different places. Misunderstandings can happen between people. Different creators will have different ideas of where it should go, different ideas of what's important or what's not, so what they're actually allowed to talk about. And like the story group does exist to try to mitigate that, but even they themselves have said like this, there's going to be issues.
Broadside frigate here.
What do you need for a PC to play Thrones Event? You need to make sure, for one thing, that your CPU is the most important thing. So if you're playing on a large Galactic Conquest, but you don't have a powerful CPU, you're going to get lag. And even playing on smaller Galactic Conquests, they can lag. For that, CPU will matter most, and your settings don't really matter. Nothing you do to your graphic settings will impact the CPU's work. I think I'm gonna have to quit next time this happens. because this game is just going to go on forever.
We're closing in on the target.
I'm on them. Taking fire. Commander, they're hitting us.
Another one's down. I lost him.
Orbital command available.
Yeah, sorry guys, but I gotta drop out of this one. It's way too laggy. We'll be here forever. So we'll try one more. Again, this will be open to everyone. And let's just do Destruct and Overdack. Yeah, if you look at anything that happens in episode 4 versus episode 5 and 6 and the prequels, there's a lot of contradictions there. It's just eventually you just accept like what stuff's important or what's not. Or Obi-Wan, like you basically just have to accept that Obi-Wan is a pathological liar. And that makes a lot more in the original trilogy and prequels kind of gel. I'm going to reserve this last spot for Rampaging Rhino. And then if Pershing wants to come in as well for the next one. No, that's fine. Oscar Croatia, you can stay. What did the Mandalorians do in the Galactic Civil War? Very little. There were some like strike teams and stuff, like Fen Shisa telling Leia that he was fighting in the Clone Wars when he was told about her.
Heading out.
So again,
Annual command.
that's just kind of
Let's move. Receiving
how the universe works.
Vehicle in production.
So why don't you ever do multiplayer campaigns? Because multiplayer campaigns in Empire at War basically don't work. They're incredibly unstable, saving almost never works. And for the mod, we've basically had to stop up supporting them because they don't have access to most of the things that make the other to make single player games moddable. Like you can't do any sort of story scripting with it, which means any of the features that we add to the game we essentially have to strip out. Our tech system can't work in multiplayer. We basically have to do single air locked, and then we can't change that. If we do multiplayers, then there's going to be more units unlocked, and there's nothing we can do about that. Everything from before would get unlocked. So it's basically a very bare bones thing that is unstable, and we've stopped supporting it as a result. We just left it at whatever it was when 2.3.3 came out, and kind of just have to go from there.
Stay in formation.
Moving to those coordinates, Admiral.
I got one. Get behind them. Locking on.
Did he set himself to Team 3? Will there be a Tapcaf transmissions discussing The Mandalorian Season 1, either review for Episode 1, but not for the other episodes? A Tapcaf transmissions with Ek, or a video on Datapad?
Building under construction.
For Tapcaf, I don't think we plan to do a season overview. I might do some thoughts on datapad for myself. But yeah, it looks like this game didn't actually work. I think Rhino put himself on team 3. So we might need to restart.
In my sights.
Eliminating target.
Target locked. Coming back around for another run.
Yeah, sorry guys, I think we're gonna need to restart this one. I'm gonna try to get Awesome Creation, Derigne, and Rampaging Rhino back in.
Construction complete.
Because it looks like he was off in another world. So we'll try to just remake that, but get everyone on the map. Thank Rhino. I feel like gladiators are overestimated. I feel like they aren't that good. I mean, that was just a Charlie strategy, so... So Rhino, if you want to rejoin there. I'll reopen this. Sorry, Toast. I'm trying to get the people back in for the remake of that one. So Rhino, if you want to... There you go. What's your favorite aspects of Star Wars? What drove you to make it a mod? I mean... When I got into it, I just enjoyed the books. I enjoyed the movies. I enjoyed... So I really like history. I like the fact that we do get that mostly consistent, although there are a lot of issues. Longer history, multi-generational stories with the galactic overview of different factions that form and break up and all the war. Like, I like that aspect of the universe. So along with that, you do kind of have to understand that it's not always going to be as consistent as you may like, but that's what drew me in. That's my roommate's cat. It is fine. He is back, so... Theatrics. What is the TR team doing right now? We're finishing the Fall of the Republic beta, and then we're going to be doing another update for Thrawn's Revenge, so we can clean up some stuff from that while we do the second version of Fall of the Republic. I'd like to get more Ascendancy done this year. So that, at this moment exactly, 2 of us are in this game, and
Ready for command, sir.
other people are doing end of weekend
Entire
stuff.
Squadron standing by. Deploying squadron.
Station ready.
Unit in production.
Thanks, Rory. One last question. Why can't this game be multi-threaded? I think that would seriously reduce lag, although I've heard the patch with game engine hard codes to a single thread developer. So it's basically just how the game engine is set up. It, like, all older games like that are basically single thread. That's just how computers were at the time. And it's not just a simple thing to switch that from being able to use a single core to multi-core, going from 32-bit to 64-bit executables and all that. Like, it's just a factor of how old the game is. Petroglyph has presumably, they updated the GlyphX or the Alamo engine and used it for some later games. I don't know that they. I think when they ended up needing 64-bit, that's when they made a new one.
Those coordinates, Commander.
Awaiting orders. Commencing attack run. Changing course to intercept.
Locking on. Receiving message. Intercepting.
Regarding the Ekberia card streams, can you please promise us never let Charlie read his fan fiction again? I'm still traumatized. I mean, that's X2 content. That's their call.
Out of formation.
I don't put it on my channel, so
Constructing.
I get no say. Is it illegal if someone gave your mod team outside funding? For the mod, yes.
Attack formation.
We can't monetize it. The next era for the team is going to be a secret for now. Well, we're expanding Thrawn's Revenge to cover Vong War stuff and post-Vong War stuff, which is a very large undertaking. We don't have any plans currently to do another mod that we're admitting to.
Let's move out.
Construction complete.
That I'm admitting to.
Ready for
All right,
action.
we need this.
Tech upgrade in progress.
Will the Greater Maldrude get anything added to them in future updates? Yeah, just like with the Aridu Authority, they'll probably get more stuff. Like, we want to expand all the
Upgrade in progress.
Warlord factions to be a bit more unique where possible.
Keep going.
These lasers, missiles. It's not going to get him far. Doing many more matches. I might be able to do 1 or 2 more after this. I didn't get much done on Friday, so I'm still kind of playing catch up. I want to get the last Fall of the Republic beta finished tonight if I can. At least my parts of it. And see if I can do
Attacking the lasers.
anyone else's part after that, because some people are away. So
Ready.
I don't want to be too long in the stream. It's probably for the best you don't put the bureaucrat. So I was trying to record parts of it for
Acquiring
the channel,
station
but
ready.
ended up
Vehicle in production.
stopping the
Unit in
recording.
production.
Ties reporting in.
Constructing. Constructing.
Orders, sir. Over there. Advancing on target.
Upgrade complete.
Do you think since you're mentioned on Charlie's Yogg's Cast wiki page, you'll get your own Yogg's back? I think it's more likely that Charlie's Yogg's Cast wiki page gets deleted, reverted, and locked.
Construction complete.
Not in that order, because you can't lock it after it's been deleted or revert it after it's been deleted. So reverted and locked or deleted, one of the two.
Ready for command, sir.
We need to make a dedicated texture for this, because it's not great using the tiny one expanded that much.
Standing by.
Especially because we're using repair in more places now.
Frigate here. Awaiting your orders. Setting course. Frigate standing by.
Targeting at maximum firepower.
Eliminating target. At your command.
Alright, use
Vehicle
that
in
money.
production. Vehicle
Now that I know
in
what they have
production.
here,
Yes, sir.
and they can't know what I have anywhere else now.
Excellent shot.
Heavy cruiser on standby. Broadside frigate here.
I got one.
All batteries. Firing that target.
How much alcohol do you usually drink for a Berio cart? Not as much as them, for sure. Like, I'm not a heavy drinker anymore. I don't feel great the next morning. Charlie was, like, saying he couldn't feel his hand the next day. It's like, yeah, what do you expect? But I'll usually do, like, 7 shots and have 2 mixers or something by the end. Crap. Desync. Alright, so we'll try one more. Did the NRUs or have any Empire's secret plans or any super weapons? The New Republic... Wait a minute. I opened Fall of the Republic. Oh, no. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna play the intro. Demonetized. But yeah, the New Republic captured the one of the World Devastators, but they didn't build any super weapons themselves. That wasn't really what they were going for. That is not how you win hearts and minds. I was gonna play the whole thing, but that'd get the stream claimed. Hopefully Connor will be able to do a Imperial Civil War one, or Thrawn's Revenge one. Alright, let's go to Core World, because we haven't done Core World at all today. And I think this is going to have to be the last one. I'm going to switch to New Republic. Yeah, it's all done using mod assets. We uploaded the full thing to mod database though, and it'll be at the start of the overview video. How do you make your own hero in Empire War? If you look on the channel, I've actually got a tutorial on that. There's an advantage of Twitch. You were trying to think of them. I mean, with Twitch, the VOD doesn't matter at all. It would get muted, but the reason it ends up not mattering is just because no one fucking watches VODs on Twitch anyways. So it's not really an advantage so much as the benefit to YouTube isn't there. Corey, with your unlimited knowledge, do you think a Star Fox mod would be epic? I mean, I've never been one for Star Fox, but I'd be afraid of making one now, knowing what would go on in Charlie's mind. You know what? I should probably just make,
Ready for action.
what's that ship called?
Squadron reporting.
The one that's a Super Smash Brothers level? That's the only thing I know about
We're going
Star
in.
Fox.
Ready.
I should do that for Charlie and just put it in Empire at War.
Standing by. Ready for orders.
Quasar reporting for duty, sir.
Constructing.
Reporting in. Orbital
Unit
command
cancelled.
I'm
available.
just gonna...
Tech upgrade in progress.
Is there a BSG mod? I think there is. I mean, outside of Star Wars, there's not really any very fleshed out mods other than
Choose your reinforcements.
Halo Campaign Commander, which is ground only, and Stargate, which I love, and Halo Campaign Commander, which I contributed to. So. I have to approve Kumar's message, but I'm in the game, so I can't. But it says, spoiler for Jedi Fallen Order, Corey versus Shirtless Boomer Fuck was my favorite 2019 matchup. That was probably mine too. That's one of my favorite streams of the year. God, I loved Fallen Order.
Calling for me.
That was a great game.
A-Wing squadron reporting.
Roger.
I'm kind of sad the videos did as poorly as they did.
Moving the set grid coordinates, sir. Your order, sir?
Decoding transmission.
Like, the streams while I was doing them did okay, but the
Form up. Order
VODs did not perform well.
A-Wing here. Starting our attack
Tech
run.
upgrade complete.
Ready for action.
Quasar reporting for duty, sir.
Y-Wing squadron reporting.
Construction complete.
Awaiting orders.
Your order, sir? Roger, all batteries open fire.
Upgrade in progress.
Station ready.
Might lose this side.
By command, sir.
Am I fighting? I'm fighting Rampaging Rhino, not Lone Ranger.
Orbital command available.
Unit in production.
Have you ever modded in the Homeworld 2 engine? I have not. The only games I have modding experience with are Empire at War and Sins, obviously, but also a little bit in Stellaris.
Starting my run.
Are we going to do the streams for you exploring for all the hidden stuff? Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that. I originally was thinking of doing it on Twitch. God damn it. Sync error. Alright, unfortunately this is being uncooperative, so I think that's going to have to do it for today. But I do want to stream the rest of Fallen Order, just searching for shit. RimWorld, like there's a bunch of stuff I want to play that should be coming up. But unfortunately the last few games haven't been very cooperative, so I think we're just going to call it there. I'll try to get another stream for multiplayer going in later in the week. Maybe try to get Ek on it or something. But what do you make skirmish exclusive units for fun, like adding, say, squads of LAATs? Well, we don't want skirmish to just be like a meme fest. But anyways, thanks for coming out, everyone. Thanks for playing. Those who played, thanks for all the subs, the patrons, and the channel members, and also those who donated for your support. And yeah, so hope you've enjoyed yourselves, even though the technical difficulties won in the end. But yeah, have a good night, everyone. See you later.